Today we will go through the changes to the 2018 and 2019 National Pollutant Release Inventory, or NPRI, reporting requirements as they apply to the oil and gas extraction industry. Please refer to the new Oil and Gas Sector Reporting Guide available on the NPRI website to determine how to meet the new reporting requirements. You can use this flowchart from the guide to determine which case of reporting requirements apply to your facility. This video will focus on explaining how a facility with Case 3 or Case 4 reporting requirements must report to the NPRI. Now we'll log into the Single Window Information Manager, or SWIM, and see how to report for these situations starting with a Case 3 facility. A Case 3 facility is an oil and gas extraction facility that has less than 20,000 employee hours, meets the threshold for at least one Part 4 substance from stationary combustion sources, and is not solely a compressor station. On the SWIM homepage, click National Pollutant Release Inventory, NPRI, and Partners to continue. This takes you to the reporting dashboard screen. Click on the Edit icon from the Actions menu to go to the In Progress report. Select General Facility Information from the left menu. In the General Facility Information section, you will see a new question field that reads, "Does this facility solely consist of compression equipment in the oil and gas extraction sector?" A Case 3 facility must answer this question by selecting No from the drop-down field. Next, click on Save/Continue. Click on Substance List from the left menu. On this screen, a Case 3 facility will need to report all 7 Part 4 substances as long as the facility meets the reporting threshold for at least one substance. If you need to add a substance, click the plus icon to the right of the screen to go to the Substance Search screen. On the Substance Search screen, you can easily view all Part 4 substances by clicking on the drop-down arrow under Programs and selecting NPRI. Then you can click on the drop-down arrow under Substance Part and select 4. This will take you to the Part 4 substances. Click the search icon. The substances must be added one at a time by selecting the plus sign from the Actions menu. Once you have added all your substances, click the Edit icon to open Substance Report. Click on On-Site Releases from the left menu. For each substance, the quantity reported must include all sources of releases to air, not just releases from stationary combustion sources. If there are no releases of certain Part 4 substances, these substances must still be included in your report, but the quantity reported should be 0. Click on Edit beside the appropriate category, enter your release data, and then click Save and Return. Case 3 facilities also have to report for Part 5 benzene. On the Substance List screen, click Edit besides Volatile or Organic Compounds, VOCs. When you reach the General Information about the substance section, you must select the checkbox that reads, "Select the checkbox if 1 ton or more of a Part 5 substance speciated VOC was released to air, or your facility's activities fall under NAICS 211110 and you're required to report Part 5 benzene." Click Save/Continue. On the On-Site Releases screen, enter the quantity of volatile organic compounds released to air by clicking Edit besides the appropriate category. Then you can enter your release data and click Save and Return. You can report benzene by selecting the Edit button under the section Enter the values for releases to air for Part 5 VOCs. The quantity reported for benzene must include all sources of releases, not just releases from stationary combustion sources. Enter the release quantity in the field beside benzene. If there are no releases of benzene, you must still include it in your report by entering a quantity of 0 for this substance. Once you have finished, click Save and Return. We will now go through the reporting situation for Case 4 facilities. A Case 4 facility is an oil and gas extraction facility that has less than 20,000 employee hours, does not meet the threshold for any Part 4 substance from stationary combustion sources, and has 1 or more light or medium crude oil batteries with a total oil throughput for the facility of 1,900 cubic meters or more per year. Case 4 facilities must report the Part 5 substance, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, and Part 5 benzene. In the Employees and Activities section, you will see a new question that reads, "Does this facility release less than the reporting threshold for each Part 4 substance and have 1 or more light or medium crude oil batteries with a total oil throughput for the facility of less than 1,900 cubic meters per year?" If you're reporting for a Case 5 facility, you must select Yes from the drop-down menu under this question and then click Save/Continue. In the General Facility Information section, you will see a new question that reads, "Does this facility solely consist of compression equipment in the oil and gas extraction sector?" If you're reporting for a Case 4 facility, you must select No from the drop-down menu under this question and then click Save/Continue. You will need to report the Part 4 substance volatile organic compounds, VOCs. This applies to you even if your emissions are below the reporting threshold of 10 tons. Report VOCs and Part 5 benzene in the same way I described for Case 3 facilities. However, the quantity reported only needs to include releases from storage tank sources. As such, you enter it next to the storage or handling releases category. If your facility did not have any storage tank releases of VOCs or benzene, you can enter a value of 0 for the storage or handling releases category of VOCs and for the benzene quantity. This concludes the tutorial on changes to the NPRI reporting requirements for 2018 and 19 reporting years as they apply to the oil and gas extraction industry. If you have any questions, please contact us. You can get the contact information for NPRI and partners from the Help option on the top menu bar. Just click Contact NPRI.